Hey there, beautiful souls. Have you ever woken up with that knot in your stomach, the one that whispers you're already behind? Have you ever felt like you're caught in a hurricane of deadlines, emails, and never-ending to-do lists? If you're nodding your head right now, I see you, I hear you. Because today we're diving into a story that mirrors so many of our lives. A story about trading that constant buzz of stress for a profound sense of peace and genuine happiness. And the secret? It's simpler and more powerful than you might imagine. Meet Ella. Ella was a brilliant marketing manager, sharp as a tack, always striving for perfection. But perfection came at a steep price. Her alarm clock was less a gentle wake-up and more a battle cry. Her days were a blur of back-to-back meetings, urgent client calls, and a mountain of emails that seemed to multiply faster than she could possibly answer them. Her lunch break usually consisted of scrolling through work reports while force-feeding herself a sad sandwich. Her evenings? More work, fueled by lukewarm coffee and the nagging guilt of unread books and missed calls from friends. Sleep was a luxury, a fleeting escape often interrupted by the ghost of a looming deadline. Her heart often raced, not with excitement, but with anxiety. Her shoulders were permanently hunched, a testament to the weight she carried. She was living what many would call a successful life, but inside, Ella was a trembling mess of stress and overwhelm. She felt disconnected, depleted, and utterly alone in her struggle. She desperately wanted things to change, but had no idea where to even begin. One particularly brutal Tuesday, after a scathing email from her boss and a missed project deadline, Ella finally cracked. She collapsed onto her sofa, tears streaming down her face, the weight of everything pressing down on her, until she could barely breathe. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered to the empty room. It was her breaking point, but sometimes it's at our lowest point that a tiny flicker of light appears. The next morning, still feeling raw, Ella shuffled out to get coffee. On her way back, she saw an elderly woman, Mrs. Gable, struggling with a heavy bag of groceries, about to drop them. Without thinking, without a moment of self-doubt or calculation, Ella rushed forward. "Let me help you with that, Mrs. Gable," she said, gently taking the bag. Mrs. Gable's eyes, wrinkled with age, lit up with surprise and gratitude. "Oh, bless you, dear. You're an angel," she exclaimed. And in that simple moment, as Alara walked Mrs. Gable to her door, something shifted. It wasn't a grand gesture, just a few minutes out of her precious, hurried morning, but a warmth spread through Alara's chest, a feeling so pure, so uncomplicated. She hadn't felt it in years. It was a brief, gentle reprieve from the constant mental noise. That small moment sparked a question in Ella's mind. What was that feeling? It wasn't about achievement or recognition. It was just good. Deeply good. Intrigued, almost as an experiment, she started looking for more such moments. She started holding doors open for strangers, offering a genuine smile to the barista, letting someone go ahead of her in the grocery line. Each small act, each tiny offering of kindness, brought back a whisper of that same warmth. One Saturday, seeking refuge from the city's relentless pace, she stumbled upon a community garden. There, tending to a patch of vibrant herbs, was a kind-faced man with wise eyes, Mr. Henderson. They struck up a conversation. Ella, surprisingly, found herself sharing a bit of her struggle, her exhaustion. Mr. Henderson listened patiently. "Ah," he said, his voice like a gentle breeze. "You're experiencing the power of compassion, my dear. Not just for others, but for yourself too. It's the antidote to overwhelm because it reminds us of our interconnectedness, our shared humanity. It softens the edges of life." He offered her a simple challenge. For 1 week, observe. Observe your own thoughts. When stress arises, instead of fighting it, offer yourself a kind thought, like you would a dear friend. And then, intentionally offer a small act of kindness to someone else each day, without expecting anything in return. Ella was skeptical, but desperate. She decided to try. The first few days were awkward. Offering herself kind thoughts felt forced, almost silly. When she messed up a report, her immediate instinct was self-criticism. But then she remembered Mr. Henderson's words. Treat yourself like a friend. Instead of, "You're so stupid, Ayla," she tried, "It's okay, you're tired. Just fix it." And to her surprise, the knot in her stomach loosened. Then came the real test. Applying this at work, the very place that was the epicenter of her stress. Her boss, Mr. Thorne, was notoriously demanding. Her colleague, Kevin, was highly competitive. One day, Kevin was clearly struggling with a presentation. Ayla would have seen it as an opportunity to shine brighter. New Ayla, however, walked over. "Hey, Kevin, noticed you're looking a bit swamped. Anything I can help with?" she offered genuinely. Kevin looked shocked, then grateful. They ended up collaborating, and the presentation was better for it. And what's more, Ayla felt lighter, less burdened by competition, more connected. She started listening more, truly listening, to her team members. She tried to understand Mr. Thorne's pressure instead of just resenting his demands. When she felt overwhelmed, instead of spiraling into panic, she'd pause, take a deep breath, and offer herself a moment of understanding. "It's a lot right now, Ayla. You're doing your best." This wasn't about letting herself off the hook. It was about approaching challenges from a place of inner strength, not inner turmoil. The transformation wasn't instant, and it wasn't a magic wand that made all her problems disappear. Deadlines still existed. Mr. Thorne still had his moments. But Ayla had changed. Before, stress was a suffocating blanket. Now, it was more like a passing cloud. She noticed it, acknowledged it, but it didn't consume her. Her focus improved, not because she was working harder, but because her mind wasn't constantly cluttered with worry and self-criticism. She began to set healthier boundaries, politely declining late-night emails when she knew she needed rest, not out of defiance, but out of self-compassion. She rediscovered her love for reading, took walks in the park, and connected genuinely with friends. Her relationships at work improved dramatically. People felt comfortable around her, drawn to her calmer, more supportive energy. Mr. Thorne, surprisingly, became less demanding over time, perhaps sensing Ayla's newfound presence. She wasn't just doing her job, she was flourishing. Peace wasn't an elusive dream, it was woven into her daily fabric. Happiness wasn't a distant goal, it was found in the quiet moments, the shared smiles, the feeling of genuine connection. Ayla realized that compassion wasn't just about being kind to others. It started with being kind to herself. It was about understanding that we are all imperfect, all struggling, all deserving of kindness. And when she extended that understanding outwards, the world in turn began to feel like a much more compassionate place. Ayla wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. Not because the world had changed, but because she had. She discovered that the power to transform her life didn't lie in more productivity hacks or more caffeine, but in the quiet, profound strength of an open, compassionate heart. So, my friends, are you ready to embrace this transformative power? Are you ready to trade overwhelm for a deeper sense of peace and happiness? It starts with a single step, a single kind thought, a single act of compassion for yourself and for those around you. Try it. Observe the shift. Because like Ayla, you have the power within you to transform your daily life into one filled with more peace, more connection, and true, unshakable happiness. Thanks for watching.